Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Half Baked Podcast. I'm your host, Turkey Tom. With me, I have Nick DiOrio and Lord Vega, and we're back, boys.
Back from the dead, baby.
We didn't even post the rest of our content after we canceled, and we're already back. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the most active podcast in the world. And today we actually have a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about Act Man and all the drama around that. There's a lot going on in the YouTube community, probably the biggest anti-YouTube sentiment that we've seen in years, and we thought it would be good to talk about.
I hope you guys don't come in here roasting Act Man, dude. He's a good
Vega knows
people,
nothing
man.
about this, by the way. He has no idea what we're about to say.
I was actively told not to look at shit, so I didn't.
He likes Act Man game reviews. That's it.
People that I know were like trying to prompt me on it, but then I told them, hey, don't tell me because of the podcast or whatever we're recording soon. And they actively avoided talking about it, so I don't know shit about it.
This story is like really depressing, but it also has like extremely high points for us drama-tards. Because, I mean, like everybody who left the community has just like, you know, slowly slithered on back in, like our podcast. And Tipster's back covering commentary again.
Thank God. I think Tipster left and came back since we made the podcast about 5 times since we posted an episode. So
well, everyone kind of knows Act Man. He's a video game YouTuber, not a drama content creator. Vega knows him personally, so in which case Vega finds out some bad stuff, this might be really awkward. Or if he finds out some good stuff, Vega will be happy that we haven't burned a bridge with one of his few remaining friends that we haven't burned a bridge with yet.
No, you guys burning bridges.
I don't burn that many bridges. It's Nick. Okay? He's the one getting called
I don't burn any bridges. I'm a really nice guy, okay?
He's the one being called a sociopath, I would say.
By every day. Literally every
day.
single day.
Every single day.
So, are you familiar with another YouTuber who goes by the name of Quantum TV?
Yes, I have heard the name. I know generally what occurred, but not like any details.
We'll go really quick through this beginning part because he's not really super relevant for the rest of this. Quantum TV is a guy who reviews electronics, am I right? And also like games and stuff like that. This drama starts with the Elden Ring review, which was deemed cringe by the community, and a lot of people covered it. And since then, apparently he's been a serial copyright abuser.
Ooh, big no-no.
There are at least 2 instances I know offhand that I've seen evidence for. He's also engaged in doxing multiple people, including contacting and harassing Act Man's mother following his video on the situation. This guy's an all-around shitbag. Other things have been brought to light too, including like homophobic comments and stuff like that. Kind of like irrelevant details.
It wasn't just homophobia. I think one of them was like, was he cheering on like the Pulse nightclub shooting? That's real, right?
All right, well, I didn't know that one, but that's a pretty that's a pretty nuclear one. So yeah, I mean, we're talking about a guy who's pretty objectively bad. He threatens people, he takes down content, he's racist, and he's not racist, homophobic, and he's also
close.
like a doxer. Yeah, I mean they go hand in hand online.
And I believe Act Man made a video like reacting to his cringe review or whatever, and that's how all this started, right?
Yeah.
Quantum TV. Did Quantum get his video taken down or threaten to have it taken down?
So apparently Quantum tried to file a DMCA on Act Man, and he filled out the form wrong. So YouTube sent it back and said like, oh, we're not taking any like action on Act Man's video at this time.
Right.
There's also another creator named Mischief who's apparently like a fan of some of us who came up through this story to like 150k subs.
So Quantum TV basically was like telling Mischief like he's gonna get his video taken down. It's gonna be bad for his channel. So Mischief like preemptively took the video down as a measure to prevent like anything bad from happening to his channel.
Right.
But I believe before this, Mischief had like no following, and now he has like 150k on YouTube. So
nice.
Definitely like made his entire career. But yeah, so that's really where the story starts. It starts as kind of a Susie Lou thing, right? It's about copyright abuse. Act Man makes multiple videos. He's trying to get YouTube to take him down. He makes one video where I believe the thesis of it was like, let's get him taken down because of the copyright abuse. YouTube did not remove him. They got back to him. They're like, we can't do anything. So he compiled even more evidence. He showed that he was like ban evading.
He had like a 300-page document that he sent to a YouTube employee or to YouTube to try to like showcase why Quantum TV should be banned. And YouTube didn't do anything about it. So he made like 3 attempts in around a month, and eventually YouTube did take action. You want to guess what that was?
I don't know, but listen, man, 300-page. I'm not reading that shit either.
Well, YouTube did read.
Well, it's like screenshots. You really only.
I would ban the motherfucker that wrote that shit to me.
Well, they did.
No way. Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
They took away his monetization.
Sorry,
He can no longer make
Yeah,
money.
my bad.
So it seems like
Yeah,
you came to the
so-
same conclusion YouTube did. They were like,
Yeah, so
they're
they,
like,
they took
wow.
down his video and demonetized Ackman's whole entire channel.
Oh no, that's okay. My bad. Oh, this went way the other way.
they're like, yeah, not reading that. Also, you're demonetized forever. I'm
Oh
sorry.
man, yeah, okay. Well, that was a joke.
So there's like a lot of different angles as to why this may have happened because we haven't gotten like exactly the whole answer. YouTube claims it's because of like his social media campaign where he went on making memes about his video before and after uploading it. He made a bunch of them. Some of them were like, I'm gonna go be racist. YouTube is the perfect platform for me or something like that because like they didn't take action. So then he said he was gonna dox an employee and then he said YouTube's the perfect platform for me and then like nothing will go wrong if I do that, right?
Oh, that sucks.
So he made a joke about that on Twitter. It was clearly contextualized as a joke. And then YouTube ends up demonetizing him. They claim that's the reason why, despite the fact that that tweet was deleted. And they also said they couldn't go after Quantum TV because of his deleted content. So it's clear there was like...
Yeah, it sounds like some fuckery, yeah.
It was clear there was some kind of bias here. So there are speculatory reasons as to why this may have happened. In Actman's video, there are like, you know how they have like YouTube Insider program and like creator videos where they talk about the policies and stuff on the platform?
Yeah, a while back, yeah.
So Actman takes and splices those videos in with Quantum TV being like homophobic and shit like that. And then he's like, wow, I can't believe that YouTube supports this. But by doing so, he ended up putting like the vice president of the company on screen spliced with homophobic clips. And then he also put like the policy chair director on the screen. So people are theorizing that one of them had like an adverse reaction to this and like fucking just demanded Ackman's whole channel get fucked.
I would say I understand that response, but that's bullshit, bro.
Oh, it's bullshit.
Yeah, that sounds fire content to me. As far as showing them, oh yeah, this, and then they're not doing anything about this fucking asshole after they fucking ban this dude.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things
bullshit.
that Willie's been kind of talking about, where he says like, oh, it's a no-brainer. You can't critique YouTube like that. You can't show a YouTube employee on screen individually and critique them and like splice them in clips of people being homophobic. That's not cool or whatever. And it's just like, since when? Like, how was I supposed to know that's the line? Like, I've seen people call Susan Wojcicki like a horse-faced bitch. I've seen them like, there was a guy who fucking ran around saying, wake up, YouTube pedophiles are children, right? Like a month ago.
In fairness, Mumkey did call her a horse-faced bitch and never got his channel back.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
Mumkey did? Yeah,
Mumkey
he's
did that.
Gone, dog.
But like, I'm just saying, there's
Bad
tons
example.
of people who like shit on Susan all the time, and they'll put like Susan with like fucking demon ears and shit.
Maybe the answer is that Susan didn't take an issue with that, and whoever you shit on this time did. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the answer.
Yeah, so is it a personal thing or is it you can never criticize employees? So that's like I want to know the difference, right? Like, is it I can't make fun of the vice president or I can never critique a creator insider video ever, right?
It is worth noting the video he used was public, but I believe it was unlisted through the community guidelines. So like if you go to the community guidelines, there's like hyperlinks and stuff. You click on a hyperlink, it brings you to an unlisted YouTube video where you have their employees talking about the
it's
rules
the
and
employee
whatever.
teaching you about the rules. Why can't I
Right.
use that as a source?
Yeah,
And
why does that,
I don't know.
What does that even matter if it's unlisted?
And it's not like it's an employee either. So when you go, well, Susan's the CEO of YouTube. This is the fucking vice president of the company, dude.
I think it should be, you should be fair to criticize it. But I'm saying, let's say from their perspective, their own justification is like, oh, well, you doxed us because it was a private video because it was unlisted on YouTube, right? Like, we have no idea how many justifications they could be using for this. We've never seen a case like this.
And that's why people are saying it's corrupt.
Obviously, bro. Obviously it is. We've been known that the whole system is working like that to some degree, bro.
Yeah, like from an emotional standpoint, I could see why that guy might be mad, but like at the same time,
It's wildly
I'm not, like,
unprofessional.
I'm sorry, I don't like the hindsight police who come in and say like, you should have known better. You know?
No, I agree.
You should have known, but you should have known your channel was getting demonetized.
This is something we would expect from Twitch, not from YouTube, right?
I was about to say.
YouTube has been more
I was
professional.
about to say, you
Yeah.
cut me off on that, yeah.
Yeah, this is so heavy-handed.
But obviously, with the commentary community, things tend to go a few different directions. And now they have a little bit with people like Willie Mac Show and Tommy C. And now I believe the Axeman and Tommy C and Willie Mac have all had interactions now on Twitter, which have been less than amicable at this point. Would you say, Nick?
Yeah, I want to get a bit into some of their arguments and stuff. And obviously, if these guys want to come on and they disagree with something I say, this is just my understanding of their arguments, right?
Yeah.
They're having problems with each other.
Yes. So at one point, and I actually don't fault Willie at all for this, Willie kind of smelled blood in the water and was a bit confused as to what was going on. down. So Willie starts asking questions and people are getting ultra defensive. Now, from Willie's perspective, that sounds like they have something to hide. Maybe this situation wasn't as bad as it was supposed to be, or is made out to be. And from Ackman's perspective, he's probably thinking there's 400 videos on this. Why is this idiot fucking asking me questions about it? Why can't he just go watch a video?
Right. Well, I was live with Augie. We had the Ackman on. I don't know if you saw that, but Willie came in the chat, the VC or whatever, on stream. He was asking some questions of Ackman about evidence and stuff. And the entire chat, you can kind of see, you know, I'm not faulting anyone for this, but there is like a prevailing narrative that, like, you know, Ackman is right and we have enough evidence for this. And, you know, when Willie comes around and, you know, I wouldn't say his tone was snarky, but he starts asking questions a little bit. People do wonder, like, you know, what are his motives here? And I think even from that stream, you could tell there was a little bit of tension there because Ackman was like, you know, I just made all these videos about this. You can just watch them. Why are you, you know, questioning my sincerity here? And I think, you know, Ackman is acting in honesty.
I see where both people are coming from, right?
Sure.
If you're hearing, all right, this guy DMCA'd 100 people because somebody claimed that, right? I should be able to find at least 15 fucking emails like that. You know what I mean? Like right there.
I believe there were 2 instances.
At the very least, that's what he showed.
Okay.
And once I saw that, well, I still don't see 100 cases. That's enough for me to say that guy's a copyright abuser, right? Like, I don't have to find another example.
Yeah, I would agree. That's the definition.
Yeah.
But it's not like Ackman said there were 100, right?
No, I believe I forgot who said that, but it was one of the other prominent creators that were covering the story.
Maybe it was
like
Rich
there's
or
just a lot of
something,
telephone going. It was definitely not Rich. Rich, I think, has been doing it the best. When I heard people saying like, "Well, did Ackman like is he malicious? Is Ackman like?" Because this was like when Tommy and Willie were going. I could see Ackman messing up like his first drama ever. But I'm not going to expect 11-year YouTube veteran drama creator Rich of Review Tech USA to like botch a story or be super biased on something.
Right.
At least not regularly. I wouldn't expect that.
So Willie's asking questions. What is his like? Does he have an argument, so to speak, or is he really just inquiring at that point?
Well, at this point, he's just asking because he doesn't understand. Like, okay, so why do I care if this guy pirates video games? Why do I care if this guy said something homophobic? Because whenever you get close to that deplatforming shit, you really have to have a good fucking reason or you look like an asshole, right? None of us are usually the kind of guys who are like, just get this guy off the fucking internet. And if we're jumping in kind of late into the game, people are looking for that reason. Why are we not just condemning this person?
If anything, I would say our community is like the most pro free speech out of YouTube right now.
Yeah.
You know, like we're the least lenient on banning.
Yeah, whenever there's a story like this where we actually have to take a look at it, usually we're more hypercritical than anybody else is. We usually go to war with like the Ethan Kleins of the world and, and the frenemies and the Trisha Paytas and the journalists and stuff like that, who are a lot more heavy-handed on the trigger. So when it came to DMCA abuse and then Willie's not getting the answers he wants, that turns into Tommy firing up a stream. And I was on that stream, and yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get fucking confused too, because I put a tweet out and nobody sent me any proof. So people are going like, wait, was anybody ever struck? So somebody goes, okay, Dead on Dave's co-host Nerdy John was struck by Quantum, right? So Tommy calls Nerdy John. He goes, I wasn't struck by Quantum. And then people are like, wait, you weren't struck by Quantum? And then they start talking about Mischief's video, where Mischief was struck by Quantum. And he goes, well, I wasn't struck by Quantum. He just threatened to strike me, so I took my video down. And we're like, okay, so he didn't get struck. But Ackman was struck by Quantum. And then we were like, well, technically yes, but also no, because the strike never went through. So I just went like, fuck it. Can somebody show me one video that says, like, Quantum TV took this down, right?
Yeah.
Just one single video. Because I'm hearing there's 100 examples. And, like, the most 3 biggest prominent ones that I've been hearing, at least in this community, weren't, like, full force, like, video taken down, despite the fact that, like, the attempt was made on the Ackman one, so I guess that's good enough. But eventually, like later that night, I had Ackman on stream with a bunch of other people, and he gave us like 17 fucking screenshots that answered our question like immediately. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, that was kind of where that went. And I thought this drama was going to slow down, right? I thought, all right, well, Dave tweeted it out too. I had him on. It looked like Ackman was talking to us in good faith that night. It looked like we had it, like this whole story figured out. It looked like the sideshow, and I stress this very much, it was a sideshow, right? Was over. Because the big story is this corruption at YouTube, right?
Yeah. I mean, the Ackman stuff was getting literally hundreds of thousands of likes on Twitter. Willie's stuff was getting like a few hundred, you know?
Because I'm like tweeting at this point, who fucking cares about Quantum TV at this point? Like, we're past Quantum TV.
Right.
So once I knew he was a piece of shit, I don't care whatever they're doing.
Well, it is way bigger than that, right? It shows like corruption on the website and like corporate retardation. It's a huge story.
So you want to guess what happens the next day, Vega?
Give it to me.
Tommy fires up a stream. I'm a great judge of character. I got Alex right. I got John Swan right. This fucking guy's on a massive ego trip, and he's gonna do something incredibly self-destructive.
What, Quantum TV?
Nah, Act Man.
Wait, what did he say that for?
So Tommy runs like a fucking, and at this point we're talking in private. We're like, this is a schizo stream. This is crazy. Like, how the fuck did he say stuff like this? This is out of the, I thought this drama was over. We got all the proof we wanted last night. It was like, is this like a tone of voice thing?
Did he know that? Did he know?
Yeah, he knew that.
Oh, so he knew about the
So
that's weird.
he starts firing on all cylinders, just destroying fucking Ackman on stream. Ackman's triggered as fuck, so he's constantly replying in chat, right? Because at this point, Ackman's been arguing with Willie twice. Ackman's been arguing with Tommy. Like, there's
He's
back
tired.
and forth.
He's fucking tired.
And he's got COVID. He's tired. He's just lost his income.
Oh,
right?
dude.
So
Man's cursed.
So Tommy just goes off, and I'm like, dude, Tommy's like self-destructing right now. Like, there's nothing he can do that would make this sound normal. Well, I was wrong. So one of Tommy's jokes that he had made, because you know how like Quantum TV contacted Ackman's mom?
Right.
Tommy fucking called J Station and made a joke video saying contacting Ackman's mom at 3 a.m. challenge.
Bro.
And J Station's like...
that was funny. That was funny.
No, it was
Come
really
on.
funny. I mean, it looked like Ackman even found it funny at first. Because
he didn't really
tweeted
call
it on
his mom.
account. Yeah, he made like he's like, is this Ant-Man's mom? Hello? Yeah, so I thought all was lost, right? I thought Tommy bombed. Like, I thought he blew up. I thought he just like destroyed everything. And like in his whole argument, it was just like insane. And then Ackman tweets out the video and then tweets out, like, joke's on you, motherfucker. You just platform someone who's banned, so now your channel's gonna get a strike.
Bro,
This
sounds like it's getting out of control. Right?
And then Ackman fucking DMs me, like, Tommy's gonna get a strike if I have something to say about it. And I'm like, this is so far out of reality. Like, he's like fighting with Willie. He's fighting with Augie. Eventually Augie gives him advice and talks him down. But he's on Twitter arguing with Comment Cop about why Tommy should get a strike on his channel for this joke.
So his tweet wasn't like, poking fun at it? Or?
No, he was furious.
Oh, he was dead serious.
He was fucking furious.
He was serious. Like, Tommy sees video is gonna get taken down. Fuck this guy. Yeah.
No way. Oh, Ackman, what you doing, homie? Oh no.
So Tommy kind of like, I don't know. He kind of got him.
Tommy got him.
So he must have been fired up, dude, to be doing some shit like that. Like, that's crazy.
I think there are exterior factors that contributed, but again, that looks bad. I'm not going to make 15 excuses for Ackman and just condemn Tommy right off the bat.
He didn't actually call his mom, though.
No, he didn't actually call his mom.
Okay, about it.
But it looked like because to be fair, like, it looked like Ackman was furious with Tommy in the beginning of the day, and he had an excuse to fuck him at night. That's what it sounded like to me. Like, he was already mad at Tommy, and then he's like, fuck you, now I got you good, motherfucker. Like, you're done.
Right.
And again, Augie talked him down. He made like an apology to everybody, which Tommy did not accept or reply to.
Oh my god.
I mean, Tommy probably feels like he was right.
Yeah,
like he made a video. He said this guy's a bad person, and then the guy in response was like, "Oh, you can get your channel taken down for that."
Well,
right?
let me lay this out for you. Ackman is mad at YouTube because they took a joke out of context, right? And they used that as justification to take his monetization away. So Ackman sees a live streamer who makes his money through YouTube, right? Sees a joke, and he uses that joke to target Tommy's income. There's a bit of hypocrisy there.
It's not good. It's not good at all. I'm glad he apologized, but still, that is, I don't know. It's
Well, let me talk like Yoda, because sometimes he tweets like Yoda. What is it?
Tommy does or Ackman?
No, Ackman. Ackman tweets funny. He always acts like a video game NPC when he replies. Like, he says some funny lines.
He is a little bit,
He's a normie. I like him. I like him.
He's a YouTuber, dog.
He tweets a little funny. It's, what is that? You're the hero and you live long enough until you live long enough to become the villain. What is that fucking saying?
It's from The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Boom,
Yeah.
bitches in the pool.
How do you not know that quote? That's like the most famous quote.
I don't
from
know
any
why.
movie
All
ever.
right, fuck you. All right.
You've been watching too much brain
the
dead
Joker
soy
recently.
wars, okay? Too much soy
Yeah.
wars. Joker 2 is going to be a musical, by the way.
That's
exciting.
fantastic.
It
With
is.
Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. I love it.
Yes.
So now we're here. We're here, Vega. This is where we are. We have Quantum TV, who we now know is a bad guy. We know much more of the extent of why he's a bad guy. We have Ackman, who's called him out. And then we have Ackman versus Tommy, which is, I guess some people are coming to the conclusion that Ackman is like a psychopathic fucking keyboard warrior who's throwing his clout around like John Swan.
You think that's the case?
We're out of reality right now. Everyone's kind of high strung. The situation kind of sucks for everybody, and everybody's reacting like in a weird way. I think that like what Ackman did is bad, and I think you could make judgments about his character, I guess, but I'd like to think that he had a minor lapse in major lapse in judgment, and he's put that behind him. Because, I mean, realistically, I just want to start talking about the YouTube corruption plot again, because that's so much more important.
Yeah, he had a severe and singular lapse in judgment. A severe and isolated
He was
lapse in
writing me
judgment.
after.
Do you think he's a psycho, Tom?
Ackman?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's a psycho.
You think anything anyone said about him being a bad dude, you think any of that shit's true?
I guess I don't really know him, but I don't think so. He seems like a nice guy.
I don't think it's true, but like I feel like after that, you can't fault an average viewer from seeing that and not liking the guy, because that's like number one rule.
I think in a moment of weakness, he made a poor judgment call. He was very upset. He was angry. I do think less of him for it, I'll be honest. Like, I don't like that he did that, but I don't think he's a psycho or a terrible person, no.
It's all about how he moves on from that.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
He did his best to make amends as well.
He torched a lot of goodwill in the commentary community, but in reality,
No one gives a fuck about any of us.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he's good.
Not even us. I'm talking about like our collective, like people who watch commentary, like that audience. He probably burned like, I don't know, a couple thousand people, but I don't think that really matters.
If he hadn't apologized so well, I don't think it would have gone so
Well,
great.
to be fair, nobody cared. I was arguing with somebody on Twitter who's like, "Oh, Nick, you're still gonna talk about this 6 hours later or some shit." He's
Like, it
already
just happened.
apologized. Yeah, and I quote tweeted him. I go, "This is the apology." At the time, Ackman tweeted, "I have calmed down. Video games. That is all."
Yeah, that's not an apology. That's not an apology.
It's not a fucking apology.
Oh, that was the apology? No way.
At first, like that's what people were saying was the apology. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, did he apologize to him in private or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, I found out after the fact that he had reached out to Tommy, I guess, by that point. But
Okay, then. That's good.
But yeah, I'm
That's
just
fine.
saying it's the fans. The fans didn't give a fuck about the Tommy shit. If anything, they were like some of them were happier if Tommy had gotten a strike. So I mean, like
It kind of scares me that the fans feel that way, because that shows to me that it's not so much about, the actual argument about like, YouTube and freedom of speech and the bad thing being privacy. It's like, oh, Ackman's
Yeah.
good, other guy bad. That's just how they see it,
It's always
which is
been like that, though.
unfortunate.
maybe this is my most nuclear fucking take in the entire world. There are bad jerk waves. When you have a jerk wave where somebody's getting fucked over, like the way Ethan Klein treats people and stuff like that, where the allegations aren't entirely true, right? Or I'm Alex, who jerk waved like the Slazo stuff and sent his entire audience of children to go call Slazo a rapist. That's a bad jerk wave, right? But if the jerk wave is to attack Quantum TV, who's objectively bad, and ask YouTube for answers on a weird corruption thing, I don't fucking care if there's a jerk wave. Get out of the way.
Yeah, I'd say that sending it to one of the individuals that is involved is just going to make problems worse. Because if YouTube, I mean, this could be some passing bullshit to YouTube. So they're like, hey, remove one of those cocksuckers out of the equation. And Ackman is not going to be the best in light, right? Because he's the one that's making these videos, making some of these people in those positions of power that can make decisions. If that came across their desk and that's in their fucking file or some shit like that, like, hey, get rid of that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they just continue about their day because, you know what I mean? I don't know if they're having meetings about this shit. To us, it's big. To them, they're like, get rid of one. That's it. And that should end the whole conflict. Other than whatever happens beyond this, we don't give a fuck, dude. Don't call me again.
Dude, I'm so conflicted. I think in a case like this where it's so obvious, like as a drama channel, I make drama content every day. This could be me, more likely than it'll be him again, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm more likely to find myself in his shoes than him and his friends are ever again. And that's not lost on me. But when the figurehead of the movement is tweeting stuff out like YouTube has a bad rep in the gay community during Pride Month and stuff like that, and saying like YouTube loves hate or whatever hashtag he had put out, like that's kind of rubbing me the wrong way. I don't necessarily.
Right.
That sounds like article bait, and I know he was reaching out to journalists and stuff like that. Again, that's not something that I really support in the current day and age. But again, I don't really like that either. All right, so positively, if Ackman gets his monetization back and we get more information, I would say it's a success. If we get an adpocalypse, I would say that was probably not worth it You know what I mean?
I think, thankfully, I don't think this is a situation where an adpocalypse is even close to likely.
But you don't think a guy making a hashtag during Pride Month saying YouTube supports like YouTube has a reputation now that they support like the killing of fucking gay people?
No, I think they're so there's so many LGBTQ whatever fucking content creators on the website. They're so entrenched in every like movement.
But this is the fucking community that was demonetizing the word gay because they fucking sent third world countries their videos to review, and like fucking like in like countries where people threw gay people off the fucking roof decided to demonetize the term gay. Like they've had like a few homophobia controversies.
It is possible, but I don't know. Part of me thinks that YouTube is less susceptible to like media scandals like that now.
I guess I just don't want to actively encourage like media scandals. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with that, and also part of the thing that kind of I feel frustrated and vindicated simultaneously was when the Axeman thing happened. When it was announced he was demonetized, Nick, me, you, and Augie had like called together, and I was talking about how my concern for it is that there's more. This will encourage a culture of like getting more people banned. You know what I mean? Because I agreed with the sentiment of like, okay, we need to ban Quantum TV on the copyright thing.
Yeah.
But I'll be totally honest. The hate speech thing, I don't care about. I don't think you should be banned.
Yeah,
for that.
I don't give a fuck.
Everything
about
else,
that either.
everything else, I don't care. I don't care that he made crazy comments on Reddit. That doesn't bother me at all.
Well, I didn't know that he was like talking about killing gay people at like what was it, after a shooting or something like that.
Right.
Because that lines up with Ralph's ban, right? Am I going to say that I don't care that like fucking Ralph got?
But the thing is, he didn't even say that on YouTube. He didn't even say that on
platform
YouTube. So
too?
I believe it was on Reddit.
Oh, God.
So like once again with that, I really don't care. But I was talking to Augie about it, and Augie was explaining to me. He was like, I think that when we have someone like this who's clearly ontologically evil, as some may say, we need to exhaust everything we have to get them banned because they're a danger to the platform.
I don't agree with that.
Right. Well. What I responded with was like, I understand that, and I understand why you want them banned, but at the same time, like you have to have some principles about it, or things can really get out of hand.
Yeah, that's the same logic that creates hit pieces. Like, let's just fucking go and be as backhanded as possible so we can do damage.
Right. Well, what ended up happening? Axeman got frustrated with Tommy C when he made fun of him, and he decided to say, "Oh, Tommy, I could get your channel banned for that, right?" Which is like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
that's why it's so bad.
That was the whole point. Like, yeah, and the audience was fine with it.
I can't even criticize Tommy for that stream. Like, I'm saying it was like schizophrenic before that. What am I supposed to say after? It looks like Tommy was right.
The audience wanted blood, right? The audience wanted blood, and you see in the replies, they're like, "Oh yeah, you could get him banned." It was only like Comment Cop and Willie Mac Show and like people like you who are like, "Whoa, slow down." So when it happened at the time, I definitely stayed out of it. I think Axeman has learned his lesson. He knows what he did was wrong, but it just kind of shows to me that like I don't know, it was less principled than I initially thought.
At the end of the day, if you took your little fucking scissors and cut the construction paper out, if I just removed Willie and Tommy from this whole story, it literally changes absolutely nothing. You know what I mean?
But their involvement did change something because Actman tried to get Tommy's channel, struck or whatever.
Well, yeah, I think that kind of hindered things a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think people really. I think we cared more than they did. Is what I'm saying.
In the grand scheme of things, I think they should care, but I think people.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if we remove Tommy and Willie from the equation entirely, we just have less infighting and more people talking about the actual issue.
Right.
Yeah, but the perception of Actman's character was brought into question because of that action for the commentary community and the audience, right? Not his or anyone else. Nobody actually gives a fuck about what just happened.
And do you think it kind of sucks? Like, again, like I'm not trying to make excuses for Actman here, but do you think it kind of sucks that like all of this conversation was had and then it turned out that all of his information was legit? Now we just had him like make an outburst and make an ass of himself publicly. And like maybe that was going to happen either way. I mean, we can't know. We don't know anything about hypotheticals, right? We can't go, well, what would have happened if this never transpired? Would Actman's ego have exploded or something? We'll never know that now. But
yeah, but everything you stated that he said about Quant TV and everything that just occurred, right? Channel being banned and all that shit, and all the evidence he provided and everything like that. Minus all that, does it matter? Something happened here.
Well, that's my question. Is like, I mean, Quantum TV. We inquired. Is Quantum TV as bad? I would say, yeah. He is. So was this discourse even worth having? Was this like worth like spending time talking about at all?
Fucking Willie Mac he just starts all this shit, right? Willie, dude, go smoke, fuck your girl or something, dude. Relax, man. Come on.
But I think
you're starting all this crazy shit out here.
But Willie
Mac.
starting it, I think it showed something important. Like I still care about that,
No, I know, man. I'm just talking shit.
Okay. I don't know. I guess
you gotta weigh the pros and cons. Do you think he would have had this outburst if he was left alone?
Maybe he would have had it on someone else.
Yeah, that's the hypothetical. Do you think like Do you think this knowledge is important, or do you think that this was a result of like 5 days of intense scrutiny while the guy has COVID and freaking out?
I still think it's important. Like, even if it was, a lapse in judgment, even if it's not truly reflective of his character, like, it's still
Okay, explain
happens.
that. Well, how is it important as far as the situation?
Well, it's still important to me because, like I said, my whole gripe with like the initial Quantum thing was like, I think he should be banned for DMCA. And then when Actman couldn't get him banned for that, he tried to get him banned for all this other shit. And my argument, in private, at least, I never talked about it publicly, so I guess people have to take my word for it, was like, I don't want, more of a culture of banning stuff. The same with like, the sponsors thing with H3, right? I didn't want more of a culture of like taking away people's sponsors for whatever reason, right? You may have one case where you think it's justified personally, but if you encourage that, other people think it's okay, and I think it opens the door on YouTube for taking away people's sponsors. So I felt that way here as well, and I ended up being somewhat vindicated in that, because when Actman got mad at Tommy C, he tried to get his video taken down for reposted content.
Not reposted, it was for ban evasion and like supporting a ban evader, I thought.
Okay, that's so stupid.
That's worse, yeah.
Even so,
Right.
like that's so
But
dumb.
I'm gonna die on the hill of like, I don't care if Quantum TV gets banned for ban evasion. Did I mention that, Vega? The guy's already banned from YouTube, and YouTube still didn't do anything.
Quantum TV?
Yeah, he's literally already banned. He's like banned on 3 accounts or something.
No, but that's the thing. I would be impartial if he was banned for that because it's him. But the issue is like, I don't want that to be encouraged for everyone. There are probably people that are ban evading right now, like Keemstar, right?
Well,
Technically,
Keem's
isn't
not
he
ban
ban evading?
no.
No, he's good. He's
not?
Dude, he got unbanned in 2016, and people still think he's doing the channel exploit.
Yeah, I
Dude,
remember that.
they patched the channel exploit in like 2016 and unbanned Keemstar. You can't just say I'm the host; they'll ban your account.
He got unbanned. Okay.
I don't think it was technically an unbanning. He was just allowed, like, they didn't unban people. The rules changed somehow, and then he just hopped back in. That's what
He
I
was
thought.
told from behind the scenes that you're allowed back.
It doesn't really matter. And also, the other argument I would make is like, let's say Actman did succeed. Let's say the YouTube demonetization never happened. Let's say he got Quantum TV banned for hate speech, okay? Right? Let's say he won that. And it was hate speech because in a YouTube video, he was like, I don't like the gays, right? Then you create like an audience standard of like, people are more like apt to go after stories like that and try to find other cases of so-called hate speech. Maybe people start going after jokes and stuff. And then you have more of a culture where a line isn't drawn, where you're just trying to get people banned for any violation of the terms of service.
Yeah, Twitter in video form is what you're saying.
Right, and that could happen. And that's ultimately what a lot of this case came down to. People got so passionate about it. They were like, YouTube is allowing someone who hates gay people on their website.
Yeah, I'm hand-waving a lot here. I don't like how every time he was getting pushed back, he turned around saying like, well, why are you supporting Quantum TV? You don't necessarily have to support Quantum TV to ask questions for evidence.
I've gotten hit with that. I've gotten hit with that.
It's a principled position.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate YouTube has a bad reputation in the gay community during Pride Month. I fucking hate that too. I understand where Tommy and Willie are coming from, and I agree with like certain aspects of it. It's just, I'm so much more keyed in on the conspiracy element to this. I want to know what happened, and I want to know where the lines are. I want to know how I can critique YouTube in the future, because I'm arguing with Willie in DMs about this. He's saying it's like, well, there's nothing there. Like, we just should have known not to fucking contact, not to go after YouTube employees or whatever, or some shit like that. And it's just like, I don't know, dude.
Have you guys ever gotten hit with the what you just said, where you're making an argument based on what their behavior is, right? And you don't agree with it based on your principles or anything, right? And they tell you that you're defending the other person when they're not really.
All the time.
They're not in the
Oh my
equation
God.
other than they're almost like, right?
Yeah.
Homie, I've been hit with that so many times. And I'm like, dude, okay, so you did this, that, and the other thing, and I'm defending them. I don't know them. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm
Right.
just telling you what you're doing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you're the homie, I'm going to tell you you're fucking this up. And then fucking all of a sudden, I'm the asshole. I'm on the other guy's side. No, fuck that dude, man.
Well, that's
I'm
just to me
telling
is
you.
those people are
You
playing
know?
a team sport. Those people are
of
like
course.
playing a Marvel movie in their head. Whereas, I'm trying to like have my like opinion and like have a position on something that I actually believe in, rather than like, fuck this guy, he sucks. Like
Yeah,
it's
in
not
fairness
about
to him,
that.
though. If you're going through it, man, and you're in the fire, you're doing shit just to even get the attention on what you're trying to talk about, right?
Yeah, you get emotional.
That's
you
what
get
a lot
mad.
of people do. So when you're not even listening to your own people, and then you're accusing them of siding with somebody else, it's almost like you and the audience versus the world at that point. And you
Right.
there's no rationale there. Nobody's gonna convince you otherwise because you're in it. You're the guy. You're the one in the articles. You're the one being talked about. So you're just going for it. You know what I mean? So a lot of them times people just ain't gonna listen to reason, man. So fucking what sucks is that there's actual consequences to that. So he's not seeing that shit while he's doing it. If he gets gets the end result, all the other side shit that they be talk about, or new TOSs or APOCs, whatever, none of that's crossing his mind because he's the one in it.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would say as far as his side, but does that excuse it? Nah, not really.
Does it excuse it? No. I understand it, and that's why I'm not being so...
That's a reason, probably.
Right. That's why I'm not being so
shit ain't cool,
angry at him. That's why I'm not like, fuck Act Man forever, you know what I mean? It's not about that for me.
Yeah, nah, man.
And also, I think Tommy can feel totally vindicated after that, right? Like, if you're Tommy...
Why wouldn't he?
If you're Tommy, you're talking
Victory
like crazy
lap.
shit. You're like, I knew this guy is a fucking egomaniac since the day that I saw him. And then he's just like, oh yeah, your channel's going down, buddy, the next day. Like, I have no problem with Tommy taking a victory lap on that one at all whatsoever.
He probably feels like he felt with Grade A Under A back in the day.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Dude, I put a tweet out last night. I wrote, 2022 commentary is claiming that your target is ontologically evil, then framing all who disagree with your premise as morally bankrupt, and then taking them down by any means necessary because there's no act against them, which is wrong. And you could take that and apply that to like every aspect of this drama. Quantum TV is bad. He's like an evil person. He's
bad. He's
bad because he's bad. And if you disagree with me, you're a Quantum TV supporter, and you don't want to be one because everybody fucking hates those people. So we're gonna get him banned by using everything at our disposal to do it. That's the problem there.
But I don't, I've said this before about people you guys talk shit about that are my homies, right? You guys disagree with them and all this stuff. And one of the things that I would tell them or anyone in that position that are going against y'all, right? It's like, hey, guys, you guys moved on. You guys are doing other shit. You can't pull the ladder up when other motherfuckers are climbing. Right? Mm-hmm. So you're still in an arena, whether you like it or not. So at bare minimum, get in the fight, ignore it, or at least have the understanding that these dudes are doing what you were doing. You were in that position, so you better be able to understand at least why they're coming at you. Don't act crazy. So my question would be for Tommy, there was a point where he was trying to go after other people's sponsors and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Was he in that kind of personal space and that mentality doing that shit because the results they wanted weren't getting? Do you guys remember that?
I have a bajillion problems with the way Tommy covers stuff, but I mean, I don't want to like get into it here.
Do you guys not remember that? I'm not
I
saying let's
that.
resurrect some shit, but I'm saying if that's an occasion.
Yeah, Tommy, while I was at Shot from the Point, there was plenty of like what he would call cancel culture. Cancel culture is a buzzword for like deplatforming people in ways that we don't like, and I get, or like damaging people or degrading people or hurting people in ways that we don't find over the table, under the I don't know.
Right.
I think everybody who makes commentary engages in cancel culture a little bit, right? It's just like whenever we don't like it, then we call it cancel culture. If not, we call it vindication. If not, we call it accountability. I know he doesn't like that word either, but like I mean that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I get you.
So like, yeah, I mean, we've all engaged in our fair share of cancel culture. I think I even said that I liked the term back in 2019 before it was like fully fledged as this super negative buzzword people use when they're mad. So yeah, when Tommy's like, I don't like this cancel culture bullshit, like they've historically engaged in the exact same behavior.
Right.
And again, when I talk about that comment, 22 commentary is targeting on, like that whole tweet I just read, it's him too. It's him too, because it's the Act Man is a egomaniac. Okay, there's something wrong about that guy, and I can't put my finger on it, but I know there's something wrong with him. Mm-hmm. And then when you say like, and listen, people come to our show because we make the hard opinions, right? Mm-hmm. When you come to our show, you're not getting the glob dick sucker opinion. You're getting the real fucking take because we're a small, tight knit community over here, and we're not gonna be swayed by large YouTubers, right? So that's the part where it's like everyone who disagrees with your premise is morally wrong. It's like everybody who doesn't agree with us is like a fucking clout chaser on every part of the story.
Right.
At least that's how I interpret it. Mm. And then it's just like, and now we go after him.
Prime in the audience, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see like the same kind of shit from both sides of the coin here.
Hey, welcome to the club.
Well, that's the frustrating thing from all these situations, right? Like once something gets so big, typically it gets like taken away, right? It gets taken away in some other direction.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the plot is lost because people want blood, they want drama. Something you see, all too often. And it's not even necessarily like a bad person thing, right? It's like a million decisions that come together to just make this kind of cancerous clusterfuck. But I guess it's dying down now, right? Like I haven't seen a ton of people talking about Act Man shit in a few days.
I don't know, dude. Every day it's probably there's a chance something else is going to explode in the story.
Do you think it's not over? You think there's more?
Well, I think this only ends one of two ways. One is that YouTube just doesn't reverse their decision and stops talking about it, and then the story dies. or the story dies and then when Ackman reapplies, they quietly give him it back.
I think there's a chance he could get it back, honestly.
I don't think it's going to be a big public statement, though.
No. I think he's just gonna he's gonna get it back. He's gonna be like, "Thank you. I'm thankful I got my monetization back." He's gonna go back to making game reviews and never do something like this again. That's what I think he's gonna do.
I agree.
Because I think he really got caught up in it. He got emotionally invested, and even you can tell, you know, he's gone through a lot of stress for it. So I think he's ultimately done with the situation. And you know. Props to him. Some people just aren't necessarily cut out for the drama. I'd say almost no one is. So I think, you know, the best move for him is probably to go back to making videos about Halo.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing.
Yeah, Ackman popped off. I think that doc video he dropped, he fucking blew the fuck up.
He's like a 2 million guy a video.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
He deserves it, though. You've seen his videos, right?
Yeah, I really liked his old Halo stuff.
Yeah.
Keemstar keeps telling me he's like, nah, he's terrible. But like, I disagree. I think his stuff's really good.
Keemstar thinks he's terrible, really. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, yeah.
I like his videos. They're good. They're good.
And during this whole thing with I'm curious, this whole thing with the back and forth with Tommy and Ackman, did Quantum jump in there at any point? Or he just kind of silently let it all. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Well, Quantum just went back to uploading his his fucking TV reviews, but then he was just chiming.
Didn't you just fucking say he was banned?
No, Quantum's not banned. Ackman's banned.
I thought you guys said he was. Oh, so he's ban evading.
He's ban evading. Yeah, his current channel is still going. Like he'll show up in Boogie's comments.
He's still around.
He's jumping in.
Way.
Yeah, he's still kicking. The YouTube has taken no action.
I thought you said like they tossed him out. Oh my bad, I misheard that.
Dude, he's like fucking.
I thought everybody was banned now.
And people were saying YouTube sided with him, and that definitely isn't the case. I don't think. I think he's like a peon in this story. He's like a carpenter ant or something, like floating around. But yeah, no, he's just going around saying like YouTube sided with me, motherfucker. What you got owned, dude? You're owned.
But that is pretty fucking interesting, bro. That he's still around kicking and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what essentially makes this all interesting anyway. But he's still kicking. That's what I'm saying. I was under the impression he was gone too, bro. Like everybody just got smacked. But Ackman was the first one to go.
Oh, Quantum just put a community post out at 5:15, like so right prior to recording this. My home was called by Ackman trolls, and they're threatening to rape my wife while calling from a private number. His talking point is truly inspired real-world harassment, and all of his claims are lies. I'll try explaining it again to stop his attacks, but at this point, I'm genuinely needing help. This needs to stop. The racism, the threats, the harassment, it all needs to stop.
What?
Damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy that happened.
That's crazy. Anyway.
That's crazy. So, pretty nice day out, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. All right, Vega.
What's up?
Close your ears. This one might upset you. Isn't it funny that every fucking time that slimy little shit, Elvis the fucking Alien,
came out
every fucking time he pokes his head out on Groundhog's Day, looks for his shadow, sees, ooh, Tommy's getting destroyed on Twitter. I'm gonna make a comment about it because I think I'm safe.
Oh.
Dude, fucking something happens and he looks like an idiot. Dude, he poked in like hours before Ackman fucking tried to fucking get Tommy's channel struck. And then everyone's like, oh, Elvis siding with a deplatformer again.
What did he say, though? What did he say?
He was like, Tommy sees a clown.
Oh, he's just like, Tommy's not worth talking. He's a clown. You know, like that kind of shit, right? So he chimes in, and like an hour later, everyone's like, it completely flips. All the people who are like going, hey, Tommy's being pretty crazy here, were like, Ackman's losing his mind. So everyone just started bashing the shit out of Elvis just for opening his mouth.
I don't hate Elvis, but why is he so just snarky and condescending?
Dude, I don't even hate Elvis either.
That's all he said, though? If he hops in there and he says that, you guys are always talking shit about him. What are you surprised?
I have had to be on my best fucking behavior since like fucking November or whatever because apparently there's a call gonna happen with me, Bunty King, and Pig and Elvis, and we're all gonna be big good friends.
Zaptie's gonna be there. Leafy's gonna be there.
I'm done with it. I'm done playing nice. If I have to fucking sit here and not fucking be mean to people, I'm not expecting them to take fucking jabs at us, okay? So the minute they took a jab, that's fucking it, dude.
Fuck that. So Elvis, tired. Talk your shit, bro.
Yeah, now let's just go back to all of us talking
shit. Take a shit on everybody, bro. Fuck it.
I don't want to be like friends with these people. I don't want to be on good terms with these. I don't care, okay? So if you guys are gonna like be like, oh guys, why are you being so mean to Bunty King or whatever? Like, God, come on, guys. Why is Nick being so mean to Bunty King or something like that? Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna be meaner to Bunty King. Suck my dick, okay? That's what's gonna happen from now on. Dude, there are YouTubers who like people reach out to me like, oh come on, can you just leave this guy alone? All right, I'll just leave him alone or whatever. And then I find out they're talking shit at conventions.
It
like,
did
holy
happen
shit,
again?
I'm gonna talk my
No
shit.
way.
All right, that's it. Fuck you. There are like 3 people that if they tell me, I 100% believe them because they're just not in drama and like.
Yeah.
I'll just say, like, if you say anything about wavy web surf and he comes to tell me, which you probably won't always, but if he ever has, I mean, I'm going to take that guy's word to the bank. Why the fuck would Wavy lie?
Wavy's such a sweetheart, by the way.
Dude,
Just wanna
Wavy's
send
my
some
boy,
love to
dog.
him. I love that guy.
I believe
so
all
much.
Wavies.
Really excited to see him in like a week. Not even when we go to VidCon.
Oh, that's right. VidCon's coming up.
I like how you're saying this, but, like, this is probably launching while you're already at VidCon.
Yeah.
And you're going to find out which YouTuber rapes a kid at VidCon this year.
We'll find out which YouTuber rapes a kid and loses their phone.
Why can't we having such a good show? How is such a good show? We just had to clock in, huh?
We
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
hadn't mentioned anything about child grooming until that moment, Nick. That's
Isn't
impressive.
it great? This is the reason why everyone's happy is because, like,
This is something that has nothing to do with child.
Quantum TV is a lot of things, but I'm proud to say he's not a pedophile.
Good for him.
All right, I got one more thing, and then I think we'll get going. Again, these aren't going to be regular podcasts, but when there's a story like this that's got everybody going, we're all going to hop on and have a chat about it, because, I mean, this story is actually fucking super interesting. It's the most interesting drama I think there's been in a while.
Yeah, no promises as far as consistency, but who knows? This was fun. I had a lot of fun on this one.
So, if you guys don't know, this is the annual Juneteenth episode of Half Baked. Meg, are you a Halo Infinite player? Have you ever played Halo Infinite?
I played the multiplayer for like a few days.
Yeah, so if you log in this week, you get your Juneteenth shader.
Ah.
Do you know what the name of it is?
What is it?
Well, it's Freedom Now.
Okay.
Apparently, there was an issue with internal language that accidentally was printed. So they sent down a Juneteenth shader, or I believe it's called a coding, and it came out by the name Bonobo. Do you know what the bonobo is?
The monkey?
What was that?
It's an endangered great ape from Africa.
Oh, boy.
The bonobo. The bonobo. is how
Oh,
you
bonobo. Yes, bonobo.
Okay.
Okay.
So 343i employees named the Juneteenth shader after an ape and then launched it to celebrate black people. That motherfucker was renamed Freedom within fucking minutes of that Reddit post, and then they had their community guys go on there like, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We strive to create a diverse and inclusive gaming community.
Dude.
While the original name refers to an internal tool set. Yeah, you're telling me that they fucking just have a tool set of names of fucking chimpanzees and apes that they... No, dude, you had
That's
somebody
so funny,
who decided
though.
they were quitting that day. That's what happened.
This happens a bunch, though. I was listening to the Dick Show. They talked about this restaurant from like the South or something, and for Juneteenth to celebrate, they made a watermelon salad. Fucking unreal. Unreal, man. And, like, how did it not cross anyone's mind like that would be a bad idea?
It's so fucked.
And I think they kept it. They were like, "Why'd you make it?" They're like, "We just like it's like red, like Juneteenth." It's like, okay, but it's watermelon, motherfucker.
All right, well, that's the fucking podcast. New episodes whenever the fuck we feel like it. Thanks for becoming a member, but we don't have those anymore.
Go, get right. Make sure
We
to
don't have
sign up to our
Patreon no more.